He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. And no, I'm not talking about Santa Claus. Freddy Krueger is, of course, who I'm talking about. And on the road to Freddy vs. Jason, we are now taking a look at A Nightmare on Elm Street. The original...
Hi.
I'm going to just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going
The
while
original,
I get this buddy down.
The original movie, Wes Craven, Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, is a hard movie to top, so today we'll see how it stacks up to the other movies we've covered so far. And spoiler alert, it's much better.
It's way better.
Now, as I mentioned before, we're working our way up to Freddy vs. Jason, and to do that, we need to watch all the movies leading up to it, which is veering off of our usual path of B movies. But every now and then, we're going to look at something else, and it's not a big deal. Now, for today's cocktail, I went with something that I thought would look like blood. It is cherry juice, Jägermeister, amaretto, topped off with Dr. Pepper and cherry bitters. Have not tried it yet, so moment of truth.
As long as it tastes better from the fake blood that was in my mouth when we were doing Hunted, that's probably going to be good.
That is very much cherry. I like it.
Whoa.
I actually really like it. Oh, that's dangerous.
I think there's a little too much Jaeger in there, but it was fine.
I accidentally put more in yours.
Thanks, Caleb.
It was not on purpose. It genuinely was an accident. Now, what can be said that an average horror fan doesn't already know about Nightmare on Elm Street? Not much, but I'm going to tell you anyway. A Nightmare on Elm Street was written and directed by Wes Craven. It stars Heather Langenkamp as Nancy, Robert Englund, as my notes say, as Freddy Krueger, autocorrect, Robert Englund, obviously, Johnny Depp in his acting debut as Glenn, John Saxon as Nancy's father, Lieutenant Donald Thompson, and many other amazing actors and actresses. The movie came out in 1984, and according to BoxOfficeMojo.com, it grossed $25,858,510 worldwide.
Not thousand.
25,858,510. Earning New Line Cinema the nickname "The House That Freddy Built" due to the fact that the success of the movie pulled New Line out of bankruptcy. The best resource for information on the entire franchise is a 2010 documentary on all the films. It spans 1 minute short of 4 hours and covers each film in depth, and I highly recommend watching it. I'm going to cover a good amount of background before we start, mostly from information from that documentary, but I still recommend watching the documentary anyway because it's really good, and I'm not going to include every single little thing in it, so go watch it. A Nightmare on Elm Street, if you didn't know, was inspired by real-life events. Obviously, there was not a murderer who killed people in their dreams, but Wes Craven saw an article in the LA Times about a boy who didn't want to go to sleep, and he told his parents that if he went to sleep, he would die. After trying to drug him, he finally got to sleep, and they heard screaming and thrashing in his room. He died in his sleep, and then they found all the sleeping pills they tried to give him under his pillow or under his bed or something. They also found a Mr. Coffee machine in his closet with an extension cord. The name Elm Street was inspired by multiple things. Wes Craven, as my autocorrect has changed his name to, he used to be a teacher on an Elm Street. That's what his school was.
I have an uncle who lives on an Elm Street.
It's forever where Freddy lives now.
Oh, yeah.
Kennedy was shot on Elm Street, and he said that Elm Street just sounded like a pure Americano place, and that's what he envisioned for the script. The script circulated Hollywood for years before Robert Shaye finally picked it up. And something I thought was really interesting is apparently Charlie Sheen apparently wanted to be Glenn, but he wanted to be paid way too much money. What a fucking weird movie it would be if Charlie
Sheen was Glenn.
Yeah. Originally, they wanted a stuntman to play Freddy.
I'm kind of picturing he'd probably look exactly how he does in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and honestly, I that would be, at least visually, I think that'd be kind of fun.
That would have been a weird movie.
It would have been a weird movie.
They originally wanted a stuntman to play Freddy because that's normal for slasher movies, but usually the killer is masked. Wes Craven. You know what? Wes Craven. I'm not going to read what it says because autocorrect is wrong.
Then stop. Why? I don't know why you've been reading it this whole time.
Wes Craven really pushed for an actor because he knew that's what the role needed. And if you've ever watched the documentary that I talked about, you might be kind of surprised that we ever got Freddy vs. Jason, because they really shit on Friday the 13th. The entire documentary.
I mean,
like all of the people involved in the movie just are constantly like, yeah, and Friday the 13th sucks. We didn't want to be like that piece of shit, and that's like, it keeps happening. It's hilarious actually, but
your face is hilarious.
Fuck you. That's all the facts for now. I'll try to sprinkle in some more throughout the movie. So let's get to the meat. We open with a, for some reason, small part of the screen only, showing Freddy putting together his glove with some just awful, loud, mouth-breathing sounds. I hate it. And then we cut to Tina. She's in a dream in an old factory kind of place.
With sheep.
Yeah, because there's a lot of symbolism in this movie.
Also
they're lambs, not sheep.
Sorry, lambs.
You son of a bitch.
Also doing this, like, dainty fucking ass, like, slow as fuck, like, moving an inch at a step fucking run to, like, mimic that feeling in a dream where, like, you're running and not making any headway, but it just kind of looks a bit dumb now. Which, I mean, limits of the time, but, like...
Yeah. We see the first very quick glimpse of Freddy's face of the entire movie. He's not actually in the movie a lot, which shows...
No, he's barely here.
How strong the script writing is, unlike other movies that we've recently covered.
Jesus. You just talked about the documentary shitting on Friday the whole time. Now you're going to do it?
I'm going to join him, yeah. We see the rest of Freddy for a moment when he tears through a cloth to chase Tina. He appears behind her, grabs her, and then she wakes up in real life. She wakes up screaming. Her mom doesn't fucking care.
Her mom is a bitch.
Her mom sees the claw marks through her gown, and she's just like, hey, stop dreaming like that.
You gotta cut your... I quote... You gotta cut your finger... Well, actually, that might not be an exact quote. Because sometimes I put stuff around quotes. Well, actually, no, that's probably an exact quote. You gotta cut your fingernails or you gotta stop that kind of dreaming. Like, bitch, I don't care how long or sharp her fingernails are. These are, like, sharp, clean, long cuts through the front of her nightgown.
Plus,
what?
If you wake up from a dream screaming, that's not a nightmare. That's a night terror. That's not like, you just gotta stop. That's like,
just quit.
Do we need to go have a sleep study tomorrow? That's,
like, fucking 80s parents, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Then we go to Glenn. He's driving Tina and Nancy to school, or he's walking them, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Rod comes up behind them. They make a joke about his dick being small.
He is very horny and very jealous.
And then he makes the classic... he says the classic line, "Up yours with a twirling lawnmower."
That's pretty fucking great.
I just want to know why. Why? Anyway. Tina invites Nancy and Glenn to her house because her parents are gone. You find out later that Tina's dad is not in the picture. I can't remember if he's dead or if he's just not there, but her mom just went to Vegas with some guy. He's like, yeah, you'll be all right, you teenager in high school.
You'll be fine.
So they go to her house. Glenn is on the phone with his mom. He told her he's staying with a family member who lives next to the airport. So he has a tape that Rod gave him of airport sounds.
I skipped so many of these details in my notes because I was like, "This."
It's important.
I
Every
didn't
part
feel
is
like
important.
I didn't feel like writing it down.
He has a tape of airport sounds that he plays, but then there's like shootings and shit.
There's
and
a
he's
car
like,
crash.
"Oh, Mom, sorry, I'll call the police."
There's a car crash first. And then she's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Oh, I think someone just like wrecked a car down the street." And then it turns to shootings and explosions, and he's like, "Oh, it's really going down here over here, Mom."
He's like, "Mom, I gotta call the cops. I'm
And
sorry."
fucking Nancy and Tina are just dying laughing in the background while this is going on. It's fucking great.
Yeah. I think this is the first point at which Tina and Nancy find out they're dreaming about the same man, Freddy.
Yeah, I think it's right here.
They don't know yet that he's Freddy or anything about him really, but this is where they find out. They hear a noise outside, and Glenn takes the lead, being the manly man, and goes to investigate when Rod just fucking spears him from behind.
Right, yeah. Jump scare. Yeah. From Rod.
Tina's upset at first, but then proceeds to have loud, inconsiderate sex with Rod
my God.
while her friends are fucking
They
next
are
door.
disgustingly loud.
Now, and I will say,
my God.
because I'm not a fan of sex scenes because they're just unnecessary. There's no reason for it. This one, it's loud, but you don't see anything. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, it's really just the noises. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just annoying because they're fucking loud as shit.
But before they go and
so
do
much
that,
dandruff.
before they go and have loud, inconsiderate sex,
Incredibly loud.
Rod pulls a knife on Glenn for just making a joke at him.
Right, he's really jealous.
Yeah. And then Glenn and Nancy want to leave because they know they're about to go, like, they know that Rod and Tina are about to go just start banging.
Right.
And then she's like, "Will you please stay? I don't want to be alone with this guy."
Right, and then
before she goes to be alone with this guy.
Right, yeah.
And so she just shittily pressures them to stay and then just leaves.
And then Glenn's like, "Maybe we should also fuck." And Nancy's like, "No, I'm here to support my friend."
Yeah. So
And it's like, dude, your friend is getting railed in the fucking upstairs bedroom. What the fuck are you talking about? She's already getting support.
Tina and Rod have a short conversation after the events, and Rod is like, he doesn't say he's having nightmares about a guy, but he hints at it because he mentions guys have nightmares too, you know. And then they go to sleep, and then you see Tina wake up and she hears a noise outside.
I will say, sorry.
Go ahead.
I love the way I find the build up to finding about Freddy when you already know it's Freddy, like watching now, can kind of feel a little bit long and drawn out. But if you think about it, narratively and from the perspective of someone who's experiencing this first time, this shit is done so masterfully of like all the little hints and the build up and everything. Like when you already know, it kind of drags, but that's just because you already know and you want to get to Freddy already. You know, because he's like, compared to the other ones, he's barely in this.
Well, I mean, it's a great movie.
But like, looking at it like critically and narratively speaking, oh my God, is it fucking amazingly done the way it builds.
There's a reason that fucking Wes Craven is responsible for two of the biggest fucking franchises in horror.
Right, and multiple of the small ones.
Yeah, so I mean, it's no surprise from him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tina wakes up. She hears a noise outside. She barely tries to wake up Rod. She's like, "Hey, get up." Oh, like, shit, guess you're not getting up. And then she goes out to investigate alone after a fucking rock is thrown at the window. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "I guess I'll go out there and see what's going on."
Sorry. I know. This brings up another thing about it that's kind of throughout the movie, is it does a really good job of, again, nowadays, right, watching this, like, when you already know what's going on, you can mostly tell when it transitions to somebody being in a dream, but a lot of the time, right, like, even now, sometimes some of the transitions are difficult, right, because a lot of them start with someone thinking they're waking up, but they're actually still dreaming, right? Yeah. And so, like, there's a lot of times where it starts a dream sequence and you don't know it's a fucking dream sequence until, like, it gets a little bit into it.
They do have little hints. Like, this one, you hear Freddy. I can't remember if he's, like, doing a laugh or saying something, but you do hear him, like, softly in the background, so you're like, okay, I
think there's, like, his knives tapping on the window, maybe.
That could be. I don't remember. For some reason, I wrote that you hear Freddy, but it says you hear Freddy call to her. Yeah, so he says
right. He says Tina. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we cut back into the house. Nancy gets Freddy comes through the ceiling to look at her in one of the coolest. Scariest things in the movie.
I love the way this is done. Right? Because they have, like, basically a wall, and then they just have a hole in it, right? With spandex that's the same color as the wall. So it just looks like a flat, gray wall. And then they had, I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was one of the main special effects guys. I could be wrong. But they have somebody on the crew, like, have with the Freddy mask, like, press their face and their hands to the thing, and then come back. And so it, it goes out and then immediately comes back into, like, it's so beautifully done. And then in the goddamn remake, they have this patterned fucking wallpaper.
Talk about the remake.
I'm gonna complain about it. They have this patterned wallpaper, right? And then it's a CG Freddy, like, basically flying out of the wall and, like, going around the whole, like, around her and staring at her from the front. And it looks terrible. Yeah. And I don't know why they would do it like that. And it looks so bad.
Yeah. And another thing...
This is way better.
Another thing to note is that when he comes down, he knocks a crucifix down onto Nancy. And it...
I thought she'd already taken it off the wall.
No, he knocked it down on her, and that's what woke her up.
Oh.
And then, weirdly, you'll see the crucifix again later. If you don't remember, you'll see it later.
Is that when in the Exorcist scene when she uses it to stab herself in the cross?
Then we go back outside to Tina. She follows the voice like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see the shadow of Freddy, and then we see Freddy. He does the fucking fishing pole arms where he looks silly, and then he does the just most ridiculous run you've ever seen, chasing her down the little alleyway.
It's the stupidest.
It's really. Oh my God. I mean, I think it works just because it's like it looks silly, but you'd be fucking scared of it if some guy was chasing you.
That would be terrifying
like
in a dream.
Yeah,
I've had nightmares that are, like, way less objectively scary stuff, but I feel, like, fucking horrified.
Yeah.
Also, they do such a good job in this one of, like, keeping him, like, especially at the beginning, they keep him in shadows where you only kind of, like, see glimpses, and you can tell his skin's fucked up, but you can't quite see it. It looks fucking great. And this is also the part where he, like, starts cutting off his fucking fingers one by one for some reason, and it's, like, squirting green blood, and the fucking practical effects for this look fucking beautiful. This whole fucking movie is so beautifully made in terms of, like, the set design and the practical effects for Freddy and everything. It's great.
I just wanted to confirm, Freddy's only in the movie for about 7 minutes total, which is crazy.
He's barely in this.
That it's so effective, and he's only in it for 7 minutes.
You feel him throughout the whole movie.
After he cuts off his fingers, he's like, he cuts off his fingers.
Oh, we totally skipped over the fucking classic, "This is God."
Oh yeah, that's a very, very beloved line.
Oh my God,
especially the people in the documentary. They love that. But he cuts off his fingers, and then he starts to myrtle her.
Myrtle?
Yeah,
he does the myrtling.
When she's trying to fight him off, she pulls off his face.
Oh my God, the skull.
Yeah, we see the skull, and then we see what's happening in real life. She's just getting thrown and dragged around the bedroom. And then Rod wakes up. He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like, oh,
and then he gets knocked into the corner, and he's never gonna recover from seeing this.
This is insane. Yeah. This is where we cut to this fucking cool ass fucking thing where she's, like, getting dragged up the walls and onto the ceiling. And the way they did this, right, is they had a full, like, room that could rotate, right? And so they would keep the camera, at a certain angle, and then they'd just rotate the room so it looks like she's getting dragged up on the wall, but really that's the room moving around her and the camera moving with it. which they will reuse later for a different scene, which is also fucking awesome, and I will talk about later.
Yeah, and I just want to. This is not really related. Courtney's playing Dead by Daylight, so it reminded me. I know it's probably just a licensing or rights issue, but every time that fucking Freddy Krueger is in a video game or something, they use the shitty remake version, and it pisses me off.
Yeah,
like in Dead by Daylight, it's the remake, and when he was in Mortal Kombat 9, I think it's the remake.
Now, to be fair, right? The Jackie Earl Haley, Freddy, I think he does a really good job with doing this kind of somewhat darker, definitely more P-word, kind of. I think his performance as Freddy is really good. I think it does a good job of being on its own while also kind of being true to the character that England more or less kind of created.
But one of the main appeals of Freddy,
but also at the same time the movie's
funny,
right?
And he's got all the one-liners, and he's hilarious.
But
he's funny and scary.
But to be fair, this movie, the remake, did come out whenever everything was like real cynical in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like all the horror movies coming out at that time were like really, really dark and cynical because it was like post Saw and everything. So even the non torture porn ones were like a lot darker.
Yeah, I think it took itself too seriously, and that's one of the reasons I don't like it.
That's fair. A lot of the movies from that time period are like that, but.
So
Jackie Earl Haley does a great job. He's just in a bad movie.
Also, it's one of those roles that no other actor is gonna be as beloved as Robert Englund as Freddy.
Right. It's just not gonna.
It sucks for other actors, but you're gonna get compared no matter what, and no one's gonna top him. Mm-hmm. That's like his defining thing.
Right.
So
it's like Christopher Reeves as Superman. There's been like a dozen different Supermen after them. All of them get compared to him.
I don't really care about Superman. He's the most boring superhero of all of them.
I'm gonna need you to shut your mouth right now.
They're just like, hey, let's make a superhero, and he can just do everything.
He didn't start being able to do everything. Although, actually, no.
We're getting off topic.
Hold on.
We're getting off topic.
We can cut this, but I do just want to say, this is me personally. A lot of people were complaining about the new Superman being less powerful than some of the, like, they're just like, oh, he shouldn't be flinching from that and shit like that. Speaking of, I still need to watch that movie, and it's just like, he didn't start being able to do everything. What the fuck are you talking about?
I've never liked Superman.
Anyways,
all right. Anyway,
we can cut that.
Tina dies because Freddy destroys her to death.
Oh, it's brutal. It's so bloody.
Her body just flops to the floor, dead. And then Nancy and Glenn finally get in, and Nancy's face when she sees the body is like grade A acting.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
And then also Rod just fucking disappears. He's just gone.
Yeah, and then we go to the police station, and this is where we find out that Tina's mom was just in Vegas. She just took a trip to Las Vegas, and I'll need to look real quick. This is not like it was filmed in. Part of it was filmed in California, but it's not set in California.
No, it's set in Ohio, I think.
I think you're right, but I just want to confirm. Yes, Springwood, Ohio. So not that close.
There is a scene later where you're like, because there's like palm trees in a river, and like just because of the architecture, and you're like, this is definitely not fucking Ohio.
We find
Ohio's the worst.
We are introduced in this into the police station to Nancy's mom, and she's kind of a dick.
She is the worst. Goddamn. So the mom,
she gets worse throughout the movie.
The mom starts telling the dad, right? And she's like about what was happening and what was going on. And then the mom mentions that Nancy told her that Tina and Rod had a fight, and Nancy goes, "It wasn't that serious." Like trying to say that the fight wasn't serious enough to have Rod, fucking kill Nancy. And the mom turns and goes, well, maybe you don't think murder is serious. And it's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. That is not at all what she was saying, you fucking... Oh my god.
Yeah, she's shit.
She's the worst.
Then we go the next day. Nancy's mom has a quick morning liquor, and then she tries
oozing the fuck up immediately.
She tries to get Nancy to stay home from school, but Nancy goes anyway, which I fucking wouldn't. My best friend
just got murdered.
I would stay home.
I think the principal and the teachers would give you at least a day or two. Like, what?
When she's on the way to school, she sees like a guy in sunglasses watching her, and she's like, that's fucking weird. And then Rod pulls her into some bushes on the way to school to tell her he didn't do it, which pulling her into some bush, like, I understand he's on the run, at all. But that makes him look like he definitely did it.
Yeah, definitely did it.
Then the cops come and they arrest Rod because her dad was following her the whole time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
And I was just thinking, what if he didn't get her though? And he's like, well, sorry guys, I thought he would.
Oh, I guess we just wasted our whole day following my teenage daughter around.
Platoon of cops.
A bunch of grown men following around this teenage girl.
Yeah.
Not creepy at all.
Then they're in school, and as horror movies do, they have a lesson that vaguely relates to what's happening in the movie.
Also, the teacher is the psychic lady from the Insidious series.
She's related.
Lynn Shay.
Yeah, she's related to Bob Shay in some way. I can't remember if it's a wife or like a daughter or something. Not super important.
Could be a sister.
Sometimes interesting to know. She does look similar to him.
It's they're siblings. That's her brother.
Okay. One of Nancy's classmates starts
insane.
reading to the class, and then like his reading gets strange the way he reads it as it turns to a dream, but again, it's such a subtle, good transition. You don't necessarily know at first.
You're like, why is he reciting like that? And then you see
the body bag.
You see the body in the hall, and you're like, oh, she's asleep.
Yeah, it gets dragged by an invisible force, and Nancy follows it. She goes downstairs into a no students allowed area leading to a boiler room in the school. Freddy confronts her. He slices right beside his nipple open.
Oh yeah, he cuts his shit open.
Some green slime maggots, they all come out.
The practical effects are gorgeous, but like it is so nasty.
I don't know why he cuts right beside his nipple. What if he got his nipple? He'd be like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Oh god. Here's my nipple. Here you go.
His laugh is diabolical.
Oh yeah.
And then I also noted he looks very wet and gross.
He is so wet. Granted, he gets way more wet and gross in the second one, but like there's still scenes in this one where he is very moist.
Yeah. Oh my god. So Nancy pulls the genius move to burn her arm on a pipe to wake herself up, and she wakes up screaming in class, which they're not going to forget that.
Yeah, no.
If you don't know, kids, particularly middle school and high school kids, are super mean.
Yeah.
So she's going to live with that. She packs up her stuff and just leaves school. Because apparently you could just leave school in the 80s. You could just be like, I'm leaving and go.
I'm gone.
Because even the teacher at first, she was like, oh, we need to call your mother. And Nancy was like, no, I'm just going to leave. And then her teacher's like, take a hall pass.
Get a hall pass?
Yeah,
That's your only concern? She said she was going home.
And that reminds me, we did skip over a little part in the hallway scene before she went downstairs and saw Freddy. There's like a lady who says, don't forget your hall pass. And she goes, screw your pass. And the lady's wearing a Freddy sweater.
And then she turns around and she's got the glove.
Yeah. It's fine.
Because it's Freddy in disguise. For some reason.
When she gets outside of the school, she notices that the burn that she caused herself to have in the dream is actually on her arm. Then she goes to the jail to talk to Rod. She's asking him about Tina's death. She finds out that she finds out that they've both been having dreams about Freddy, and is so horrified that she runs out of the cell. And he's like, wait, you don't think I did it? And she's like, no. And then she's like, get me the fuck out of here. I need to leave.
Oh my god. And then it cuts to her having a bath. She's like, I need to get out of here right now. I really need to be clean.
I need to go take a bath now. And her mom is worried that she's going to fall asleep and drown in the bathtub. And in the documentary...
Wait. You're totally skipping by the fucking pervy knife hand coming out of the water.
I'm getting there.
But that happens before the mom warns her about drowning.
That's not true.
That's how my notes go.
Oh, you're right.
Nancy in bath singing Freddy's song, knife hand between the legs, saved by knock on the door.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, eat my ass, bitch.
But this note is about There's a guy in the documentary. He was a crew guy.
I'll give you that.
Or one of the special effects guys. I don't remember, honestly. But
Same difference.
He's just so weird. He was like, I had the pleasure of sitting under her and being the glove. It's like, okay.
That man is a creep.
Why'd you have
Keep
to
him
say
away
it
from
like
my
that?
movies.
Yeah. And then after her mom leaves after warning her, Freddy pulls her under immediately. She screams and panics. Her mom breaks into the door, and then she's a little bit annoyed that her mom is worried about. Her mom's like, "Don't worry, I got you." She's like, "Mom, leave. I'm fine. I'm fine now. Go away."
When she's like dragged under the water, I do kind of like, because it has a couple of shots. Every time she gets dragged under, it shows like her from below and her trying to climb out, and it's basically got this like, so it's like she's got like fallen through a hole in the ice, and then she comes up and she's just in the bath, but then she goes back down through like the hole. I like the way it's done a lot. I like the way it looks.
That is very cherry.
You're very cherry.
I like that. After her bath, before she goes to bed, I'm not drinking yours. Nancy gets some fast-acting "Stay Awake" out of the medicine cabinet. Oh my god,
this guy is so
not
good.
Not subtle whatsoever. And then she proceeds to watch Evil Dead.
Okay, but wait. First though, I feel like this change would be even funnier if it weren't for the establishing shot of the house in between. But it's like a close up of the stay awake pills, and then it's establishing shot of the house, and then it cuts to Nancy like fucking about to pass out on her fucking bed. Like she's like just totally just like eyes closed, mouth hanging open, just leaned up against the fucking bed frame.
She's watching Evil Dead, and because of this, in Evil Dead 2, they put Freddy's glove in the shed that you can see for like a second. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
The thing you were just talking about is when she's watching Evil Dead.
No, that's not what you're skipping. You're totally skipping by the fact that in Evil Dead, they had a Hills Have Eyes poster, which is the other, one of the smaller horror franchises that Wes Craven started.
Yes.
So it was Hills Have Eyes poster in Evil Dead, then you get Evil Dead and Nightmare, and then you get Freddy Glove and Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, cool little reference.
It's important to the story, Caleb.
Go fuck yourself.
I will.
Glenn climbs up in Nancy's window, and Nancy is so worried because she's so tired. She looks like a 20-year-old.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I feel like that's crazy.
Oh my god.
That's not old at all.
No. I still feel like a child, and I'm almost 23.
That's 20 years old. Being worried that you look 20 is crazy.
Oh my god, I look like I'm 20. I mean, it gets worse when she gets the fucking streak of white hair.
The thing is, I remember when I was in high school, I was like, man, I wish I looked older. I wish I didn't look like a baby.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then she asks Glenn, she says she's going to go to sleep, and she wants Glenn to wake her up if things get too serious.
You wake me up if things get too serious.
Yeah. Who are you playing with?
Some stranger.
Gay.
She's dreaming, and she walks to the precinct where Rod is sleeping fully clothed, jeans, leather jacket, shoes, and all, which is...
This is
who
also...
sleeps like that?
This is also a thing where it's like, kind of, because the way she's talking...
Yeah,
right.
You think that
she's gonna like you think she's actually physically gonna go somewhere, and you see her walk out of her house, and then she's like, "Are you still watching?"
And then
your first hint that something's
there.
weird is that Glenn he pops out from between the trees in a really weird way, and you're like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Yeah. It's, then she sees Freddy walk into Rod's cell, and then turns around, and Tina's in the body bag again, and you see her face, and it's real gross.
Oh my god.
You see a centipede come out of her mouth and some slimy snakes and shit.
Oh my god, it's the
feet.
nastiest shit I've ever seen.
It's pretty startling. It's pretty unsettling. Gross. That's the word.
Yeah. So she's yelling at Glenn to wake her up. She
says, Glenn. She asks if he's still there, and Freddy answers, "I'm here." I'm here. He's not a fucking cowboy. That's not what Freddy sounds like.
I'm here.
Yeah, he says, "I'm here." She runs home. Barefoot the whole time. I know it's a dream, but
you couldn't put shoes on in your dream, man. Come on.
She must live real close to the police station if she could just walk there and run back real quick.
It's a dream, Caleb.
She starts to go up the stairs, but her feet sink in, and it's like
the marshmallow stairs. Yeah, it's like
it's not marshmallows. In the documentary, I think they said it was oatmeal mix and something.
Looks
and
like
they let it
marshmallows.
They let it sit for a while, and it got really sticky and nasty.
It's turning into fucking bacteria marshmallows.
Yeah. God damn it. The super cool quick thing is you hear Tina's voice asking for help, and then she looks in the little tiny door window, and you see Freddy wearing Tina's face, and he pulls it off. It's super
I
cool
don't remember that. That sounds fucking awesome, though.
It is cool.
I must have looked away to take notes or something.
Yeah, or it might be, I don't know. I may or may not have allegedly downloaded it from off the internet on a place, because I wanted to be able to stream it to my TV, and I don't have a DVD player in the room I was watching, so maybe in a different cut of the movie. Anyway, she runs to her room, and Freddy dives out of her mirror to attack
Oh my god,
her.
this fucking shot is fucking amazing. The way he fucking... Oh, it's so good. I don't know how they filmed it. I desperately want to know, because it looks great.
You see Glenn asleep, and they're wrestling around the asleep Glenn, and then the alarm finally wakes her up and saves her life.
Right.
She's, for obvious reasons, very angry at Glenn. And he's,
you bastard.
Yeah, she's really getting in the base in that. She notices a feather from her pillow, because her pillow got destroyed in the dream, and then she notices a feather floating, which makes her like, I need to go see Rod right now to make sure he's not getting Freddied. That's a term I just made up.
He's getting Freddied.
Yeah. So she goes to the police. She heads to the police station. We got Dr. Pepper with Rod. Huh?
What?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper has caffeine.
Your fucking face has caffeine.
And then you see the blanket that Rod is sleeping with.
Oh yeah,
it's wrapping around his neck
like a snake. It's
yeah,
fucking
that was
gross.
actually shot in reverse. That's something they said in the documentary.
That makes
as well.
sense. Yeah.
She goes in there. She asks to see Rod, which, I mean, it might be strange. It might be a strange request considering like it's really late at night, but it's
and
still
they're teenagers.
It's still not that unreasonable.
Like he treats like the fucking deputy at the desk treats them like they're insane for wanting to go see their friend who's been accused of murder of their other friend.
She's just like, and she eventually like, she's like, can you just please check on him then, please?
Right. And they've also she's already gone to see them, so like see him, so like. It's not like it's weird that she's going to see him. The only weird part of this is that it's late, but he acts like they're insane. It's like, dude,
and
what?
Then her dad is like, fine, we'll go check on him. But fucking Garcia lost the keys to the jail.
He's just like, they were in this drawer.
That's a good thing to not lose.
Yeah.
As they walk in, Rod is being hung by his sheets, and before we couldn't tell. We were like, this is crazy how he gets choked out to death so fast. You hear his neck snap.
Do you?
Yes, you do.
Oh, we must have missed that.
Yeah, I listen with headphones this time. You hear his neck snap, so that's why he dies so quick.
I see.
And then we go to Rod's funeral, and according to Logan, the funeral guy is pretty salty about Rod.
Oh, that priest definitely is like. He definitely is just like, oh yeah, Rod definitely did it. Because, like, his whole fucking, like, sermon is just like, those who live by the sword die by the sword. But you gotta remember God's most biggest commandment is that we shouldn't judge others. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, that priest, kind of a cunt.
Yeah. So, and then as they're leaving the funeral, Nancy describes Freddy, what he looks like, to her parents, and they look horrified.
They are the most suspicious people ever. Like, they do not have good poker faces at all. They're just like, they look like they shit themselves. Like, whenever she like brings it up, and they're like, huh?
And at this point, I really like John Saxon. I think he's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's fucking great.
And if you watch the documentary, he seems like a super cool guy too. So, then Nancy's mom takes her to get a sleep study done, and the nurse's haircut is the worst haircut I've ever seen in my entire life. It is so bad.
What's wrong with their haircut?
The nurse's haircut is just, oh god, it's like this awful chopped up mullet that's too short on the. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And then during the sleep study, her mom just pulls out a cigarette and starts smoking in the hospital because that used to be allowed, which is crazy.
That's insane.
You don't see her dream, but you hear like the beginning of her dream. You hear it starting.
Right.
And then
there's also the really machine.
Intense. Yeah, there's a machine, and the doctor says that it's the most intense that he has ever seen.
Right.
And they go wake her up.
Right.
She now has a great streak
He says
in her
that
hair.
like a 3 is normal and a nightmare is normally plus or minus 6, and I forget.
It's like 35 or something.
Right. He's like the numbers never get this high.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah.
She wakes up
because she's gonna get fucking murdered.
Yeah. She wakes up with a gray streak in her hair and cuts on her arm. She also pulls Freddy's hat out of her dream, and in this scene, her mom's facial expressions amazing.
Also, so they try to sedate her and she freaks out. So that's how they notice the cuts on her arm, and then like right after, that's when she pulls the hat out, and then later, she tries to like the mom like acts just like I know, but like the mom's acts like it's just like, oh, I don't know where she got that, and it's just like, dude, how the fuck did she get cut? What the fuck are you talking about?
And what
what? When did she hide the hat on her?
Yeah, she's in a hospital gown. How
you
would she have
saw her?
How?
You saw her. Presumably, the only thing you didn't see is her changing into the hospital gown. When would she have hid the hat on her? And it's not like she's wearing baggy clothing to like hide the hat in before.
Yeah, and how the fuck would she cut herself anyway? Anyway, the next day, presumably, she wakes up, and as she comes down, her mom hides some more liquor.
Because her mom is constant. You don't notice it quite at first, except for that first morning after Tina gets killed. But like very quickly, you realize like, oh, mom is boozing the fuck up constantly. And
then again, her mom like doesn't believe that she pulled the hat out of the dream, which. Where else would she have fucking gotten it from? I know that's hard to believe. Right. She pulled it out of a dream, but like,
give your daughter a little leeway.
No other explanation.
Right.
Like you don't think the doctors were in on it? They're like, yeah, let's put the hat under the bed.
Right. We're gonna slip this hat to you when your mom's not looking, so that you can really fuck with her.
Yeah. And then her mom was like, I threw the hat away, and then she just pulls it out of the kitchen drawer, like she just.
That's not where the trash is, right? Like that doesn't make sense. I thought about that too when I watched it. It doesn't make sense.
And then she confronts her mom about all the drinking, and her mom slaps the shit out
of
her.
Oh, she fucking bitch slaps her hard.
And then she smashes her mom's liquor bottle onto the floor. Which it's expensive.
That is expensive. But don't worry, she has more.
Yeah. Then we go to Nancy and Glenn. They are on a bridge eating fast food, and they are talking about dreams. And Glenn tells her...
This is also the part where you're like I was talking about earlier with the palm trees, where you're like, oh, that is not Ohio.
Glenn tells her... I'm pretty sure it's a location that you can go to in GTA 5 also. Glenn tells her a bunch of stuff. The main takeaway is that he tells her to take away a monster's energy in dreams by just simply turning away.
Yeah, turn your back. Don't give it any more energy.
Yeah. Nancy gets home. She sees bars on the window, so her mom got those installed like impossibly quick.
There's no way.
She like.
Also, the rose trellis is gone.
She ran and found some parking lot guys and was like, "Hey, I need you guys to do this right now."
Right.
Then when she goes inside, her mom is like fucking out of her mind. She is fucked up.
You can tell that she is fucking sauce.
This lady is a good drunk actor.
She is fucking. Oh.
And then she's like, Nancy, I have to show you something. And then she shows her Freddy's glove and tells her the story about Freddy, which you should know. But if you don't know, he was a child murderer. And he got off on a technicality. So a bunch of the neighborhood parents burned him alive. And now he's coming back to fuck them up in their dreams, their kids. I'm also curious why she kept the glove, and how did she obtain the glove? Like, did she wait till the building was burned down and go back in? Because at that point, there would have been already fire people there putting out the fire. So, like, what? When did she go in the burning building and get the glove?
I didn't actually think about that.
Yeah, I don't know how she would have gotten
I don't know how she got it, but also... Why?
Yeah, that too.
Why did she keep this?
It's not a good thing to keep.
And also, why are you hiding it in the fucking furnace in your basement?
Yeah, that's like very strange.
Put it in a hole in your yard if you're gonna keep it. Why is it in your fucking basement in the furnace?
Yeah. Then we go phone call. Glenn does not believe Nancy. She tells him
he doesn't even make any effort to try.
Yeah. She tells him that she's gonna pull Freddy out of her dream, and then he doesn't believe her. But then when she's like, "I need you to beat him up," he's like, "What? No, I'm not doing that."
I don't think. Do we ever get any hint that he's also having the dreams, or no?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I can remember. I think his first one is the one where he dies.
Right. Like, it's just the rest of them.
But it's just weird to me that he's like, he doesn't believe her in the slightest, but then when she's like, "And you got to beat him up," he's like, "What? No."
This is well, not totally why. This is part of why Glenn doesn't get laid, is because he makes no effort to, like, just do what Nancy asks of him.
Hey, but he's still a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy, but he's a shit boyfriend.
And then his mom comes in because he's fallen asleep while having the TV in his bed.
Right.
And then he's like,
18 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, and she's like, what? How can you hear your TV when you're also listening to records? And he's like, "Mom, I don't need to hear Miss Nude." And like,
I'm just watching.
Why would you tell your mom that? Like,
right.
It's a weird thing to talk about your mom. And then we go back to Nancy. She's got the coffee maker under the bed, which has got to be a nod to the article where they found the coffee maker in the kid's closet.
It definitely is, but also, like, the mom, like, comes in drunk as fuck, and she's like, "Everything's all right now." And Nancy's like, "Sure, Mom." And then the mom leaves, and then she immediately gets up, starts getting coffee. It's fucking great. I love it so much.
And then she looks out her window to see if Glenn's out there, and she sees Glenn's dad just fucking staring at her for a long time.
While he's smoking, he's just...
Then she closes the window, and he keeps staring at her.
Yeah, he's a
fucking
fucking
And then Glenn's
creep.
mom comes out, and she's like, "Why are you fucking staring at her? Stop." And her dad is a dick. No empathy for Nancy whatsoever. Like,
Glenn's. You said her.
Glenn's dad.
You said her dad.
Okay, Glenn's dad.
Glenn's
is what I meant.
dad.
Like, Nancy just had two of her good friends fucking murdered. And he's not like, "Oh, she's probably going through a hard time." She's like, she's gonna corrupt my son.
She's gonna ruin our fucking son.
Yeah, and even Glenn's mom is like, "You need to chill out a little bit."
Yeah.
I know she's being crazy, but her friends just fucking got murdered.
Like, give her a little leeway.
Yeah. And then we go back in. We find another one of Nancy's mom's secret alcohol
Oh my god!
stashes.
Oh my god! So Nancy tries to sneak out, right? Because she's trying to go to her porch to meet up with Glenn, like, is their plan. And she opens the door and then sees her mom in the hall. She's like, "Oh no!" And so she closes it a little bit, and her mom like opens the closet door, and you're like, "Oh, she's just doing some laundry or something." And then she reaches in and pulls out the biggest goddamn bottle of alcohol.
Yeah,
I just was at a liquor store earlier today,
That's like
and
the party size. That's the party size.
not see a single bottle anywhere near as huge as this fucking bottle that she fucking pulls out, and doesn't even, no glass or nothing. She just turns around, leans against the wall, and starts pouring that shit down her mouth.
Yeah, it's the party size. And then I took another note. Glenn's dad is really a dick. She tries to call. She tries to call, and he's like, "He's asleep. Don't call here." And then he unplugs the phone, or he leaves it off the hook. Because he's just a fucking dickhead.
Right. Oh, God, he's such an asshole.
Yeah. Nancy then hears the sound. She tries to call again. Goddamn, I'm skipping over stuff. She unplugs her phone out of anger and then starts to leave the room, and then she hears her phone ring even though it's unplugged. She gets the phone and answers it. She hears Freddy's glove scratching.
No.
God damn it.
You're really bad at this, huh?
Yeah,
You don't know how to read your own
my
notes?
My notes are a little confusing right now.
No, they're not. I'm reading them on your screen, and it's very clear.
Okay, she hears the sound. I don't remember if this is before or after.
It's right after he sets the phone off the hook.
Okay, so she hears the sound of Freddy's glove scratching a pipe on the phone. She unplugs it because No, she rips it out.
Yeah, but she doesn't, like, her reaction afterwards. She didn't mean to, like, pull it out.
I think that she meant to pull it out, and then she was like, "God, I shouldn't have done that."
Okay, yeah, it could be that. I suppose.
Either way, it's unplugged, and then as she's leaving, it rings again. She answers it, and Freddy goes, "I'm your boyfriend now."
I'm your boyfriend now.
Which is a creepy thing to say to a teenager. And then
well, I mean,
it turns into a mouth. It turns into Freddy's mouth, the bottom of the phone, and it licks her. And then she throws it on the ground.
He was supposed to be a P word.
But it wasn't official. That's when Nancy realizes that Glenn is probably dead. Her mother is about to pass out on the couch from being fucking mega wasted.
Oh, she is. Yeah. She, like, you look at her and you're like, oh, that bitch can't walk.
Yeah, she. And then Nancy, does she help her to bed yet?
No, not yet. This is where Nancy tries to go out the door.
And there's a lock on the inside of the door.
Right.
So she can't get out.
Which doesn't make sense because, normally locks on house doors, right, are such that you can lock or unlock it from one side, usually the inside, and then you can need a key for the other side, right? So it's presumably, right, so she can't open it from that side, meaning that the door is flipped. Or that the lock is presumably flipped. But then later, when the cops are trying to get in, they have to bust the door open, meaning, right? So what side is it locked from?
Yeah.
Like, why would... You don't need a key for both sides. Like, what the fuck did she do to this goddamn door?
I'd say she probably locked the regular locks as well. Because there's the doorknob lock and then there's the deadbolt. So I'd say she probably locked the doorknob also. So that's why they couldn't get in.
But again, the doorknob is on the inside. Like, to unlock the doorknob.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many things you have because they're all going to be one way or the other. They're all going to be the same thing where you should only need a key for one side.
No, but what I'm saying
unless you flipped one of them and has...
The doorknob was probably not flipped. So it was probably locked from the inside, so that's why the cops couldn't get in.
Right, so there's one lock that's on the wall.
And the deadbolt was locked from the inside.
I think we're putting way more thought into this than the filmmakers probably did. They probably were just like, we need the door locked.
So we go back to Glenn in bed with the TV in his bed, which I could not fall asleep like that, but...
No. It's whatever. Like in his face. Like it's right on top. And this is not like a little laptop screen.
This is CRT TV.
It's a fucking it's fucking cathode ray tubes TV.
It's at least like 20
It's like almost sinking the bed more than he does. Like it's big.
Then Freddy just reaches up and pulls him into the bed.
Oh my god, this scene is so fucking great. I love this kill so much.
Fuck ton of blood sprays out of
there's like the black hole in the bed where he got dragged in and stuff fell in, and then we have the geyser of blood. And this is what I was talking about earlier about the spinning room getting used again. This is the same set, right? And so basically they just flipped it upside down and then poured blood so it looked like it was geysering up. But this also means that at a certain point, right, the weight of all the blood, I forget exactly what happened, but the weight of all the blood fucked something up, so the room tilted, which means in the movie you get this really cool thing where, like, the mom's looking into the room, right, because it cuts to her looking into the room, and the blood is, like, it's not geysering anymore, it's just dripping, but it's dripping straight up, and then all of a sudden all the blood moves to one side of the room, and the drips go up and sideways. It looks amazing. It's a total accident. I'm glad they left that in. That shit fucking rules.
Yeah, so Glenn fucking dead. And then...
Yeah, Glenn is really dead. Yeah. Like, no body kind of fucking dead.
There's more blood than is in a person's body in that room.
Yeah.
And then the police and the ambulance arrive, and you can miss the line really easily, because it's just like he says it real quiet right after the cut, and it's just a random guy. It's not an actual character, and he says... fucking crazy insensitive. He goes, "You don't need a stretcher up there. You need a mop."
Jesus Christ.
Insane to say.
Oh my god.
And then you see, like, Glenn's dad goes in with Nancy's dad, and I feel like he's really underreacting to his son being fucking murdered.
Yeah.
And a ton of blood. He's just like, "Oh, that's gross." And then he leaves.
Right.
Your son is dead.
They just needed him out of there, man.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't provide enough context in my note. Nancy calls their house because their phone has been put on the hook, probably because they called the police. And Nancy's dad answers, which, is that something police do? If they're at a crime scene and the phone rings, they're just like, "All right, I'll answer."
I mean, I guess.
Maybe he just figured it was Nancy.
I don't know.
He answered, and she was like, "I'm gonna go to sleep, but you have to promise to come over here at midnight or at 12:30." And
right, she tells him it was Freddy and that she's gonna get him out of the dream.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'll definitely do that, Nancy. Yeah, for sure."
But like, at least compared to Glenn, he's at least pretending, you know, like, or her mom, like he's at least pretending to believe her, rather than being either oblivious or in denial.
Yeah. So then she prepares all of her booby traps, because earlier she had a book about booby traps when she was on the bridge with Glenn.
Right.
And he was like, "What's that?" And she's like, "I'm into survival."
And then also, not only does he not believe her and say that he's definitely gonna watch, but at least he's pretending. He tells a fucking deputy to watch the house instead of like actually doing it himself, which I suppose is fair. He is a police lieutenant, but still, like, he's just like, "You go watch my windows, just go stand out there."
Yeah, and we'll get to that. We'll get to it, but that deputy does a shit job.
Oh, he does a shit job.
So she also puts her mom to bed because she's fucking demolished.
Yes. This scene is so good too. Oh my god.
And then her mom gives her pretty much the same advice Glenn gave her, just she presents it differently.
Yeah.
And then puts her alcohol down.
She's
she turns away from the alcohol.
She's like, you're a person who faces something, and that'll always be your gift. But sometimes you gotta turn away too. And then she rolls and turns her back to the camera and grabs the giant fucking bottle and out of her bed. Like, it's not coming off a table because she's putting it on the table.
Yeah,
it was in her bed beside her.
And look, I get it's supposed to be symbolic, but she can still reach it on her nightstand. She can just reach over and grab it.
She's probably drank all of it already anyways.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And then I put, if Nancy did die, it would really shown her parents. They would have felt real silly if she died.
Oh, yeah, they would have been like, oh, maybe we should have believed her.
Yeah. Anyway, she finally goes to sleep. The first thing she does is go to the basement. She finds that the glove isn't there anymore, which is a pretty cool way to show that this is, in fact, a dream.
Right.
She goes into the secret boiler room that definitely was not in her house before. As she's going into the boiler room, she hears all her deceased friends calling or she just hears stuff that you've heard throughout the movie from all of her dead friends.
Like Glenn telling her to turn away and all that.
Yeah, and then she finds what appears to be Rod's switchblade, because there's no other switchblade in this movie. And then we see, like I said earlier, the crucifix from the wall earlier.
And also the headphones from Glenn.
That's what I got to next. Yeah,
sorry.
she got to...
Sorry.
It's not okay. She finds Glenn's bloody headphones, and then she yells for Freddy to show himself. She jumps off a railing and lands in her backyard because, again, she's in a dream. So
what? No. He appears out of nowhere and jump scares her from the side, and then she falls off a camera, and then she falls out of the... Right, she goes over the banister and goes out the window.
She lands in her front yard.
Right.
He appears without his hat on, extra shiny, and she immediately fucking tackles him.
Yeah.
And then
because her alarm's about to go off on her watch, and she's like, "Oh, he's not here," and then she sees him, and she's like, "Ah!"
And she wakes up, and she doesn't see him at first, and she's like, "I guess I am crazy."
I really am crazy.
But then he jumps up from beside the bed, so I guess he was there the whole time. He was like, "I just gotta wait for the right moment. I gotta wait.
Let her turn her back."
Yeah. She smashes him, and what does she do that smashes him?
What?
She smashes him with something, I think.
Oh, I forget. She hits him with something, and she runs out of the room, and she like
sets
ties
the first booby trap.
Right, she ties the thing
so that when he opens the door, a sledgehammer fucking smacks him.
Oh, it fucking nails him.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like any non-dream, like if that actually happened to you, like you open a door and a sledgehammer swung right into your stomach, you would be vomiting on the ground, and if it hit any bones, they'd be shattered.
And then she runs to the door, and out the little door window, she shatters it so she can yell, and she's like, "Please fucking help now!"
She's like,
please.
"Get my dad!" And he's like, "Everything's under control." And she's like, "Get my dad, you asshole!"
And then when she leaves the door, he's like, "I guess I should
go get the lieutenant."
Fucking idiot. Freddy I believe a tripwire causes him to fall off the banister, and he trips. Then he trips the gunpowder in the light bulb. Genius move.
I think it was the...
the gunpowder happens after he falls.
I was going to say the sledgehammer hits him.
And then he goes back into the room, and he runs past. I think there's a tripwire, because you see her setting a tripwire earlier.
Well, the tripwire is for the sledgehammer to come down. I'm pretty
No. You see, like, when she's initially setting the booby trap, she sets a tripwire.
Oh, yeah, maybe that is it.
So I think that's what it is.
Might be maybe on the stairs or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't watched this movie in like a week.
She goes downstairs, and he follows her. She weirdly, easily, she throws a glass jug of gasoline, and it just shatters. Like, I don't think that would happen. The glass it's fragile, but not that fragile.
Well, it depends on how thick the glass is and how hard she threw it.
I feel like if someone threw a jar of anything at me really hard, it would still not shatter.
It would probably shatter like on the floor. It probably wouldn't shatter just from like hitting you.
But it shattered when it hit him in this.
Yeah.
And then she sets him on fire. Like, for a long time, he's on fire.
Yeah, he's on fire.
And then the officer finally goes and
the tripwire is for the lamp. Sorry, I just looked at my notes.
Well, he
was
falls
caught up
down
in the narrative.
the banister somehow.
He falls down the banister somehow, hits the tripwire, and the lamp fucking explodes, and then basement fire.
The officer tells her dad, and they rush in, and they break the door down. They start to go down to the basement, and then they see Nancy notices flaming footsteps on the way upstairs to where her mom is. So they go up there. Freddy is there on top of her mom, still on fire.
Yeah.
Nancy just fucking breaks a chair on him, and then her dad throws a blanket over them to put out the fire.
Right.
And then when he takes the blanket off, Freddy is gone. You see her mom's skeleton, and it just descends into the bed, which I'm confused by.
Right.
Yeah. Nancy's dad also very confused by what's happening.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, his face is like, okay.
Because he's probably
just
thinking,
like absorbing what's going on.
He's probably thinking, how the fuck am I going to explain this to anyone?
Right.
Who is going to believe this?
Especially because it's his ex-wife, because they're divorced. Like, a guy from my daughter's dreams.
Yeah, but
sure, buddy.
Listen, my teenage daughter
Get the
reassure
judge.
the story. The door closes by itself because Nancy asks for a minute alone. The door closes by itself after they leave, and then Freddy rises out of the bed.
Right,
At first
underneath the sheet too.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's a good shot. At first, she doesn't even look at him. She says, "I take back every bit of energy I gave you." She says it was all a dream. And he's getting pissed off.
Oh,
too.
yeah, he's upset. He's like, I'm gonna kill you.
He sounds like RFK Jr.
Yeah.
She opens the door and goes into the room, and it's not the other room
Wait.
anymore.
You skip by the, you're nothing. You're shit.
Yeah. She says that. She opens the door, and then it's outside.
And he disappears behind her.
And it's very dreamy looking outside. Her mom is just magically not an alcoholic anymore. She's like, I don't ever want to drink again.
I forget what the original intention was. The ending was not supposed to be this.
No, it's because...
It was supposed to be something else.
Yeah, and it's because I think Robert Shea was like, we need to set up a sequel. And Wes Craven was like, no, this is a standalone film. And he's like, no, we're doing it. And so Wes Craven was like, okay, fine, we'll make a compromise. And then they did this. Everything's bright and cheery. Glenn comes up to pick up Nancy. Rod and Tina are in the car. When Nancy gets in the convertible, the top comes up by itself, and it's the colors of Freddy's sweater.
Whoa,
They're
creepy.
all panicking. They're like, oh no, we're gonna die. No, help. And her mom is just like, bye guys.
Bye.
See you later, have fun.
Yeah, and Nancy's
Then
like, no!
She's pulled into the window by Freddy.
And it is the worst fucking doll. It's a doll.
Yeah.
It's a sex doll, I think. Like, it looks horrible.
Yeah, but it's hilarious.
It looks so bad.
Yeah, and that sets up for the sequel. Although
it has nothing
Nancy
to do
doesn't appear until the third movie.
It has absolutely nothing to. The second one has nothing to do with any of the rest of them.
Yeah, so it sets up a sequel that doesn't happen until another movie happens first, and that is the end of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
That is the end.
Now, as far as public opinion, 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb with 280,371 ratings. It has an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes with 250,000 plus
That's actually
ratings.
really impressive for a horror movie.
And I think on Rotten
Especially
Tomatoes,
an old horror movie.
I think on Rotten Tomatoes, if it's over 250,000, like they just put that plus. I think that's their cap. They don't want to list like more than that. Like 251,000. They don't want to list that.
250,001 rating.
So now, as is tradition for us, we will examine some 1-star reviews for A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm very
curious what anybody would be whining about.
Yeah, it's very...
Maybe just that it's old?
It's a very good movie. Yeah, I can only really see people complaining if they're like
out of
a lot younger.
Wait, how many totals reviews does it have on IMDb? Like scroll up.
281,000.
It's got 281,000. Only 0.7% of those are 1 star.
Yeah. The first review is titled Diabolical.
Diabolical.
And they immediately discredit themselves. They say, I have no right writing this review, being a person of a much younger age than the people who have a nostalgic chokehold on this movie. But saying that, having just sat through it for the very first time, I can hand on heart say it was one of the worst films I've ever seen. Hyperbole is what I'm saying.
That's definitely hyperbole.
It makes Jason Goes to Hell look Oscar-worthy.
Maybe you should watch the first Friday the 13th, dude. Like, what?
Not only does it not stand the test of time, the acting is bad, music is bad, the editing is insanely bad. I'll give the special effects a pass for its time.
Shut the fuck up. These special effects are goddamn gorgeous.
Bodge. They meant to say botch, but they put bodge. That's a common thing in these 1-star reviews, is lots of grammatical errors.
And typos, yeah.
Job. And you always have to appreciate filmmakers making a creative effort. I just can't believe this is considered one of the horror greats.
Your opinions are bad.
It's like talking down to the fucking best horror filmmaker ever to live.
Right? Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, don't discredit yourself in the first sentence of your review.
Right.
Like, it's just whining about nothing.
And also, like, some of these things are blatantly bad. Like, I'll give the special effects a pass for its time. The special effects look great.
Yeah. And
even like the ones that like aren't like practical stuff where it's like little camera things like colors flying on the screen. They look really good even for the time.
4 people found this helpful.
Those 4 people are fucking assholes and they're dumb.
This is either like a child or someone who just likes to be miserable.
Right.
So
no fun at all.
Yeah, and then we'll read
I hate all of these
one
people.
more 1-star review titled
I
think it's the worst horror film ever. God damn it, advertisements. Fuck.
Kill me.
The acting is so bad.
Die.
Wrong. All the characters had the worst reactions ever.
Well,
Wrong.
maybe the mom.
For example, when the first victim's boyfriend got brutally murdered right in front of him, he didn't get PTSD. He didn't cry. He kept watching silently as she slowly dies. Then he screamed. See,
Dude, he was freaked the fuck out for the rest of this movie. What the fuck are you talking about? Had no reaction.
I don't want to read the rest of it because
he's also screaming a lot through that whole thing.
This is clearly just someone looking for things to be upset about.
Right, they're just like shitting on stuff. Hold on, I want to like at least skim through it, even if we don't read it on camera. All right. So
I mean, yeah, she drinks a lot, but she's not a bad mother.
Why
the
is she
drinking
rude to her
makes
mother?
her a bad mother. Like, what do you mean? The protagonist did not smile when her friend died in the prison scene.
Even if they weren't that close, they didn't show us any scenes of Glenn crying, being scared, or even worried for his own girlfriend that told him that she didn't sleep for 7 days. Yeah, because the point is that he's a shit boyfriend. That is the point.
He doesn't believe her.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, these people are... They just look for something to be
right.
upset about.
It's like they're shitting. So many of these, I feel like, are just like shitting on stuff that aren't valid, like criticisms. Like they're just shitting on it to shit on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So now,
because there are definitely things you can validly criticize about this movie, and that's none of them.
Yeah.
That's not. That's all. You're criticizing the only good parts.
Yeah. So then we go to our rating On a scale of 1 to 10, how scary is this movie? And just like the other Friday the 13th one, we had already attempted this one once and had to re-record due to some camera problems.
Don't worry about it.
It is in the number 1 spot now with a 6.5.
So far, yeah.
And number 2 is Creep with a 5.5. Number 3 is Demonic Toys with a 3.5. Number 4 is, well, also number 3 really, is Chud with a 3.5. Eden and Friday the 13th are both at a 2, and Toxic Avenger is the least scary movie we've watched so far with a 1.
Barely qualifies as a horror movie.
Yeah. So, there you have it.
We'll see how the next one
Nightmare
is,
on
though.
Elm Street has been binned.